Hey guys, welcome back to He Tells Podcast. And if you listen to the first couple episodes, the pilot and the first episode, thank you for being here. And if you're new, welcome. This podcast is really just a place where we have honest conversations about faith, hearing God, healing, and learning what it looks like to walk with Him in everyday life. And honestly, today's conversation has been on my heart a lot lately because I'm turning 30 and in about a month. And I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I think it could be so much pressure around milestones. By 30, I thought I'd have everything figured out. I thought I'd know exactly what my purpose was. I thought I'd have one clear answer, one calling, one lane, one thing that I would do for the rest of my life. And if I'm honest, I spent most of my 20s trying to figure that out. I think especially as Christians, we can sometimes put pressure on ourselves to discover our one purpose. Almost like if we miss it, we somehow miss God's plan. And I really lived with that fear for a long time. I thought there was one perfect answer, one perfect career, one perfect assignment. And every time something changed, I felt like maybe I had gotten it wrong. Looking back, there have been so many things I thought were my purpose. Modeling, fashion design, acting, dancing, writing, army cadets leading into going into the military, product business, real estate transaction coordinating, Bible teaching, graduate school / turned professor, content creation, podcasting, and every time a season shifted, I almost felt embarrassed. Like I needed to explain myself. Like changing meant somehow I lacked direction. But recently, after posting a carousel sharing all the different things I pursued over the last few years, I realized something. Maybe those seasons weren't mistakes. Maybe God was using every single one of them. And that's what brought me to this verse behind this podcast. 1 John 4:4. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. For a long time, I only thought about that verse in terms of spiritual warfare. But recently, God has been having me think about it differently because the world has a lot to say about purpose. The world says, pick one thing, have it figured out by 30, explain your life in a little neat sentence. Success should look a certain way. But I started asking myself, have I been listening more to the world's definition of purpose than God's? Because God never told me I had to figure everything out. He never told me I had to know the whole blueprint. He never told me I had to become one thing. Jesus tells us in Matthew 22 that the greatest commandments are to love God and love people. Ecclesiastes says there is a season for everything, and Proverbs says a person's gift makes room for them. And honestly, I think for years I made purpose way more complicated than God ever intended. Because maybe purpose isn't one title. Maybe purpose is faithfulness. Maybe purpose is obedience. Maybe purpose is simply saying yes to God in whatever season you're in. Right now, I'm finishing my first master's degree. I actually just submitted my last assignment last night. I'm starting another master's degree this fall. I'm working full time. I'm growing in marriage. I'm building a podcast, and I'm stepping into entrepreneurship again. And honestly, from the outside, my life probably looks confusing, but internally, I actually have more peace than I've had in years because I'm no longer trying to force one identity. I'm learning to trust God with the season I'm in. And maybe that's what I've been learning lately. The world told me I needed to have everything figured out by now, but God never said that. The world told me purpose had to be one thing. God never said that. The world told me I needed the whole blueprint. God just asked for obedience. And because greater is he that is in us than the voice of fear, comparison, and pressure around us, we can take the next step, even when we don't know the whole path. Thanks again for being here. And I would love to know in the chats, have you ever felt pressure to find one purpose? I'll see you in the next episode.